All right, guys, finals time is upon us. ESL Cup number 4, NA with the FourCourtJester and the Xander. No Shane Goober faces here, sir. Hey. But game number 2, the draft. Cursed Hollow is going to be our map. We're going to jump right into it.
Absolutely excited to get into this next game. Clairvoyant and Dreamstate both doing a really great job in that first game, but Clairvoyant able to make up any lost ground that they had in the beginning of the game and push back with a really strong combo that they had. But as we say that, picks and bans are underway for game number 2 here. First ban, I believe, was Abathur, as usual, and the second ban was a new Barak.
Yeah, and that actually leads us into a first pick Tassadar. So I'm a little curious, like, banning out Abathur first when you have first pick? It's a little strange. Like,
yeah,
you really have to not want to play it. Oh,
yeah.
But that also means that, you know, Echo and crew were able to pick up an actual ban, and they do ban out the Anubarak, which I think is a very good move for Cursed Hollow, because now you don't have to worry about the Anubarak Chen combo just absolutely doing work.
Yeah, absolutely detrimental combo. Again, just blocking one combo for the other combo. But it is surprising that they chose to do that first. I mean, you usually know the other team is going to ban out the Abathur. You don't want to see it come out, or you're going to get it on first pick. So it's surprising that they did that, but they really just didn't want to play against it. Looks like Uther, it looks like Tassadar, Arthas, Uther, Falstad, and then Rhaegar Rayner coming out from Team Clairvoyant. So what do you think so far as these teams both take shape? They're going through this pretty quickly here.
They are, yeah. They're motoring right through it. Seeing the Uther and the Rhaegar just broken up like this definitely does seem a bit more standard. We don't have those double heals, and you know, we're not denying picks from anyone. Basically, we're going back and forth. We got a good mix of all the roles already represented here. But Uther and Uther's not going to go with the Arthas. That's a very common thing that we actually do see a lot. But Tychus is actually going to get paired up with his pal Rayner, and on top of that, they are going to have the Bloodlust possibility there with the Rhaegar. So if we do actually go for a Bloodlust comp, and it's going to be a Bloodlust into the Inspire into Odin, that is a heck of a lot of attack damage.
Yeah, they're going to be putting out some serious damage here. We do see the Rayner Rhaegar combo there coming out from Clairvoyant. So that's gonna be a lot. I'm wondering what their last pickup is gonna be. If it's gonna be the tank or potentially another DPS role. I'm gonna go with probably a tank here. But we do see the Stitches Tyrande coming out from Dreamspace. So
I think I got the teams mixed up.
Oh, it's okay.
I think.
But yeah, the Stitches on Cursed Hollow. Again, this is another strong map for the Stitches. I think we could see him use to great effect here. There's a lot of bushes, a lot of grab spots, body block him in, do a lot of damage, and it looks like Chen, very fancy Chen, going to be picked up.
No,
here.
I think these are totally right, 100%. What am I doing? The fact that there's 2 echoes on
it's throwing you off, man.
Yeah, and I'm used to seeing Suki on Clairvoyant, but now he's on Dreamstate, so it's screwing with me.
Yeah, it is a little surprising.
Very solid stuff. The Tyrande to go with Dreamstate, I almost feel like that's almost a deny pick because of Atlanta. But Atlanta,
yeah,
I think Atlanta's on the no. Yeah,
oh,
I think that is a deny pick against the Atlanta. Stitches though, Stitches on a Cursed Hollow. I really like Stitches on Cursed Hollow. Do you know why? Because tributes. And tributes are near trees and cliffs, which turn into death pools.
Well, I've said it before too. I love Stitches on this map. He's awesome. I mean, you do have the nice areas to grab from, the nice little like U-shaped areas where you can grab and then body block, hold somebody and get a nice kill from them. But I think what's greater is that you know somebody's going to be standing still, and you can see them standing still. And then with the Stitches, you can immediately aggressively engage on top of people because you know where they're going to be and you're going to get that hook off. And then you're going to start off the fight. And then if you want to turn in on top of that and go for that tribute, you're going to be up 5-4 pretty decisively. So definitely a strong map for that. But as I say that, the game is underway. Cursed Hollow, game number 2 between Clairvoyant and Dreamspace. On the left side of the map, we have Dreamspace. Hawkfu on the Falstad once again. Supra on the Stitches. The Mancho Show on the Tassadar. Echo on Uther. Suki on this on the Tyrande. And who do we have on the other side of the map, Chester?
One day I will figure out how people get blue and how people get red, I swear.
I thought it was hosted.
Yeah, apparently it's not. Flip side, Echo kind of doing the dance there on the Arthas. Atlanta going to be on the Chen yet again. Protege on the Rhaegar, Quibsy on the Tychus, and that leaves us with a Spanker on his signature Rainer. This is the very first hero that I saw Spanker actually play out, and he played it out magnificently. We'll see how he does up against the Uther. That's going to be his landing partner. So in terms of a roam, I fully expect it's going to be Atlanta and Echo, because that is a CC combo worth roaming. They can also go off Merking if they really want. We've seen that early. On the flip side, Supra and Suki are going to be the roamers here with the Stitches and the Tyrande. Again, another big CC comp.
Yeah, I think, it's kind of scary, I think, right now for Dreamstate. They banned out the Anubarak to not have such a strong Wombo, but they're still dealing with a really strong Wombo that can roam really well as well. So, that's going to be a lot for them to deal with right now. I think bottom lane, though, Spanker's doing a really great job here, pushing back here. Looks like top lane, we have Hakufu, Supra, and Suki sitting up there just against Proteges, just keeping himself alive, throwing down that healing ward, trying to... Oh, but there's a hook on top of Proteges. Will they be able to grab him? They try to throw down the totem, just stun them and hold them off for as long as they can. Suki, though, getting in his last little bits of damage, but he's going to get away by the skin of his teeth, and he'll stay alive to fight one more day, picking up the heal from the fountain.
Yeah, Mantra Show actually had the reverse gank there in the mid because of that combo, but it's a little bit harder to take home an early game kill on top of Tacitor because of that Void Shift. And he used it, and he lived, and he does swap out that Oracle. Notices nobody's around because we do got the two tanks off looking for those mercs. Quibsy did get stunned out, I assume.
Yeah, Quibsy got stunned, almost going down, but he's able to keep himself alive just barely. Mantra Show throwing down a storm on top of him, trying to get some damage in there. Quibsy just doesn't care. Quibsy just goes face first, will do as much damage as he can, doesn't care, he just goes for it. But we do see bottom lane, those Siege Giants being picked up by Clairvoyant, going to push in that bottom lane pretty well. Looks like Echo's here up against Spanker. Going to continue to just keep poking in that bottom lane. But, this is, again, a little bit of a level lead here in favor of Dreamstate. Looks like Clairvoyant trying to make up some of that. Oh, but there's a nice stun there on top of Quibsy, taking a decent amount of damage. Most likely going to survive, though, with Echo there to support him, get in there and zone away for him. But yeah, both teams kind of neck and neck right now.
Yeah, I was just kind of trying to figure out where this tribute was actually going to spawn. And, there's actually I believe it was Iacona actually did a series about how to actually try to predict out these tributes. It's a very fascinating raid. So now that we know that's actually going to be top lane and in the far east, we'll see. We'll try to make a mini game to see if we can predict the next one.
That was a great pull on top of Proteges, pulling him back there. It's not going to be enough to kill him. Looks like Quibsy, though, going to try to grab him. This is what I was saying before about the Stitches on this map. Looks like Suki, though, taking a decent amount of damage. Supra right in front. And the hits coming in from Echo and Quibsy. That hit, and he will go down. First kill of the game. Looks like Spanker, though, keeping some damage up on the Mancho show. And it looks like they're going to drop out of this. First tribute going to Clairvoyant. Dreamstate not able to grab it, losing one as well during that fight.
There's two big reasons for that. And the first is Uther's still bottom.
Yep.
And the second was that Mancho, he was actually fountaining when that actually spawned. So it literally spawned, and we had superior positioning there from Clairvoyant. And basically, they were able to win the 5v3 because they were all there. As you said, they got the kill on top of Supra. It's the only kill in the game. And then they were able to chase off Mancho. So basically, they wasted out his fountain. He didn't have the positioning, and we didn't have the pressure from Dreamstate. So I thought they were actually just going to give it up. I thought that Mancho was just going to sit here, and they were going to back off. They're just going to give it up. But they didn't, and they lost out.
Tried to go in for it.
Yeah, so it was just literally a game of positioning because of those other two lanes that they lost it.
Yeah, I think it was not a wise decision to keep the Uther out of there. As much as he's trying to push back bottom lane, he really didn't make up that much for it, and they could have really used those heals there. Looks like the next tribute going to be going down, though, in top lane. Atlanta, though, taking a couple of hits here, but Quibsy coming up very quickly to push them back. Echo with the overpower. Suki there as well, trying to help out. Hakufu coming down, though. Suki taking a lot of hits here from Atlanta, but he might be able to get away. No, he doesn't, taking a ton of damage there at the end, dying. Echo trying to run away now on the defensive. Quibsy pushing back Hakufu, zoning out. Protege is probably going to be able to pick up that tribute. Looks like Echo getting frozen at the last second, throwing down a heal on himself very quickly. Very nice play there, keeping himself alive. There's a bomb coming from Quibsy again, being very aggressive, trying to get him there. Oh, Quibsy getting hooked by Supra. Nothing to follow it up, though. Atlanta now right in the front, trying to push them back even more so, and I think they need to be careful here potentially for a potential return counter push against them from Dreamstate. Dreamstate again putting in some damage here, and there's a hook, not going to connect with anyone. Turning it around for them after that kill, though.
Suki went forward, and the only reason he was going forward is that he wanted to put down that stun to stop out the tribute. That's the only reason he was that far forward. Fortunately, he just died for it. Just way too much damage. And then, you know, they didn't have the owls, they didn't have the heals, and the rest was kind of history. So level 8 is now achieved for both sides. Believe it or not, despite 2 kills, we don't actually have a big lead from either side in terms of the experience. But still, 2 tributes in the pocket means that every tribute from here on out is going to be forced out. And, you know, you have to have a 5-man participation now from Dreamstate. And finally, something actually spawns on their side of the map when they're actually roaming down there. Suki, had you actually dropped, could have been absolutely terrible. The grenade from Quibsy, a little bit off the mark. He's already used the E now as well. The stun is not actually going to get hit. In fact, I think that hook might have actually saved Quibsy.
Yeah, Quibsy in a bad spot, getting saved by Super Silk, unfortunately for him. Looks like Echo, though, going to drop back here. Super staying in the front lane. Looks like Hawkfu, though, getting in on top of Atlanta. Atlanta now in the back lane needs to be careful. There's no ulti, so there's no Panda Pals. He's going to be trying to leap back, but it's not going to be enough. He will go down very quickly. It looks like Echo turning around on top of Spanker. But Spanker's going to back out here while trying to get some aid in there. But there is a Howling Blast coming out from Echo. They'll try to keep him back as much as they can. Protege is taking a stun there to the face. Needs to back off here, and they're actually doing a good job of putting in some damage and some pressure on top of Clairvoyant right now, pushing them back. But Clairvoyant able to get the Stitch's super kill, and they're going to turn this around. Looks like they're keeping the kill lead in their favor, only losing 1 during that fight. So 1 for 1, back and forth right there between both teams.
Next tribute will have ultimates on both sides. Spanker's already used that Adrenaline Mancho show. I'm not entirely too sure what he actually has under his belt, but it looks like he's going to be okay for now. Wow, greedy play there from Echo and Spanker coming in on top of this boss fight. Finally, Atlanta does actually show up. Had that root hit on top of Spanker. Like, Echo has no mana. He might have 1 self here. Great hook from Atlanta. That's going to reset the boss almost for sure. Yeah.
I think that was a little too aggressive on in terms of Clairvoyant taking a position that I think they really wanted to grab that golem, but they just didn't have it. There was too much potential defense coming out. Echo just taking a few shots. That bird coming out so close. There's a hook trying to get him on top. Quibsy going to get eaten. The Gorge up. Now he's going to get pulled back there. He has to drop the Odin to keep himself alive, but it's not going to be enough. And such a low health pool, he's going to go down as well. So burning the ultimate and losing his life there. Not a good play out by Quibsy. But both teams hitting 10 relatively around the same time. So ultis are on the field. Looks like Clairvoyant might be trying to go up towards top to pick up that golem.
Yeah, and that's a very common kind of reaction.
Yeah.
You lose out those tributes, and it is 2-2 apiece, which means that we're guaranteed a curse next round. It's do or die time, and both sides do actually have out now their heroics, and both sides will be getting bosses. Now, in terms of the top gate and the bottom, both of them are fairly flawless. I mean, the bottom's a little less flawless than the top at this point. But boss for both sides. Did take a quick look at the heroics. There they are again for you. It is going to be the poor man's Bloodlust. They're not going to stack that out. Rhaegar actually does have the Ancestral, and I think, you know, the Ancestral on top of Arthas is going to be absolutely massive for the front line, because Chen does have that second life. Tychus already has that second life. Raynor has the Adrenaline Rush. So who do you put the Ancestral on? It's either going to be yourself or the Arthas, and that is a very terrifying front line for the Dreamstate. Now, we should have a tribute spawning. We did have 2 top, we did have 2 bottom, and if I have to guess, I'd say it's actually going to be northeast is where the next one's going to be. That's northeast? My guess, right? Yeah. Based upon the theory, it has to be north something.
There it is.
Be a northeast, yeah.
It's just north. Just the top one.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, northeast is actually a little bit south of it, which sounds weird to say. But we have all the heroics, and we got all the positioning. These teams are going to look for this curse, because whoever gets it, their boss is going to do some amazing work.
It's going to be a lot of work here. Atlanta taking a lot of damage early on. Got to pop the Panda Pals. Got to be careful. Hawkfu, though, taking tons of hits here as Echo comes up to try to do damage there. He's got his ghouls out. He's keeping himself alive. Tons of pressure coming in from the front line of Clairvoyant. They're just dropping these guys. 1, 2, 3. Echo now stuck back here with no one to support. Mancho kind of run away in the Archon form. He's got nothing really there to do. Supra is there, but he's got no one to help and no one to kill. The curse will decisively go to Clairvoyant here, who is now got top lane pushed in really well, and they're going to be pushing in mid, and it looks like top as well. So that turned around for Clairvoyant very well. They did a really great job in the engagement there, turning around. That front line, as you said, so beefy, so powerful. And I think that's the reason why I like the Raynor with the Rhaegar. You have the option. If you want to go for the Bloodlust, you can, but you don't necessarily have to, because you can just still have Raynor give that passively, but it's not as strong as it would be with the Rhaegar. And then you still have the Ancestral Healing. So your front line's still strong. There's a hook on top of Spanker, though. Spanker going to get pulled away very quickly. It looks like that middle fort is going to go down here for Dreamstate, and Clairvoyant doing a really good job taking the lead.
Spanker has nowhere to go in this low hook. And again, this is why we really, really like to see the stitches on this, because the hooks like that are things of beauty. You saw the Ancestral coming out there as well, trying to keep him up, but 4-man pressure. It's going to be a little bit too much. In fact, this curse overall is actually not going to be doing like really that much damage. Mancho Show is mitigated the top. They lost out the gate, but they keep the keep. The mid fort is gone, but bottom fort is actually going to get saved out here as well by Suki. That, you know, they won the team fight, but the curse only yielded them a fort, which is really not enough because they're still down in experience.
Yeah, I would agree. They needed to make up more ground with that curse. I mean, I think they played out the team fight potential really well from the picking up the tribute at the beginning, but they just didn't net too much from the entire curse itself. They're going to try to make up some ground here. It looks like mid lane, they're going to have Spanker, Atlanta, and Echo sitting here trying to push against these Knights now that are coming in from Dreamstate. Looks like Suki going to be pushing out the bottom lane as well. Mid lane, though, Hawkfu, Supra, and Echo are there to try to contest against whatever pressure the Clairvoyant's going to try to put on here with their own Knights.
Yeah, Clairvoyance is putting up the pressure, and I think they're actually going to win out that creep war, but now it's basically the 5s in the mid. Okay, Suki's a little bit later to this party. But either way, yeah. Oh, that's going to be a hook. Witsy, he should still be able to get off that Odin, but he's actually going to E right out of the stun. Really nicely done. Atlanta, skin of his teeth, is going to get off the Panda Pals. You see the Odin in the back now as well. Inspires is going to be off to the races, and 1, 2, 3. Well, okay, the double kill coming up for one side. They do actually lose out the Rainer on the Spar. Mancho Show, unfortunately, just way too far in the back. No Void Chip is going to help him out there. Supra, even with that hook, I don't think it would have actually netted a kill. It allowed Quibsy actually to grab the kill on Stitches. And again, we're looking at a very dominant mid-game from Clairvoyance to take home 4 kills.
Yeah, they get around to that like level 13, and then they really just start to dominate pretty aggressively with what they have. And look, we see, again, the Relentlesses are now on the field too. It's once they hit that point, they have the ability to just keep themselves free and moving and mobile. They are starting to take a really dominating lead. They also focused so well on top of the heroes they needed to. They were going in and people started to back off. They did lose Spanker though, but they immediately turned around on top of the Archon mode Tassadar and just deleted him very quickly. And they pushed through, got all the kills they needed. Owl hit Shen. Right, I don't think it got him. Yeah. But Chen ended up falling as well. The next tribute coming up, it will have to be contested by Clairvoyant though here.
Nope.
They've made up a lot of ground, but they have no way of actually stopping it, unfortunately. So this curse could do some damage again, but they do have about a level lead here over Dreamstate. So both teams still in this game very much.
Now during all that, the bottom fort was actually taken out by Siege Giants. So, you know, picking up the Siege Giants and then going for the fights, you know, we see this a lot. You take up as many mercs as you can, you go to fight. Because if you're distracting opponents, they're not dealing with mercs. And that pressure actually did generate a sizable experience lead there for Clairvoyant. So not only are they winning in terms of the keeps and the forts and the kills, because it is 10 kills to 6, they are able to smartly take out quite a few of those mercs. Now, again, look at this. We got the boss top, right? Now, we might actually be cursed, but that boss is going to take all those mercs all the way back to their base.
Yeah, they're going to push that lane back just by having follow, but this shot going to go down top of Atlanta. Going to get the ancestral healing out of Atlanta. Now inside of Panda Pals, looks like Quibsy is dropping the Odin as well. Doing a lot of damage in there. They're going to take the Uther and the Tyrande, going to go down very quickly. Mancho Show now sitting here by himself in Archon mode. Has to escape, so he can't get the damage out there at all. And it looks like he will go down as well. They turn around very quickly. A very solid team fight from Clairvoyant here, and they're going to turn around. That curse, again, not doing too much, but they're letting the golem push in bottom. They're probably going to go for a death push here. I get the feeling next keep is gone. Yep. They are here. There are 3 down, and this could be game here right now for Clairvoyant.
Yeah, Hawkfu can't defend this. We got all 5 up from Clairvoyant, and it feels about that time. We got such long death timers, and Atlanta can just tank it out for days. Arthas can tank it out for days. You got the heals of the Rhaegar, and overall, again, once you hit 13, Clairvoyant's coming out with the powerhouse combos. They take this again 2-0. In fact, that was the theme of the day today. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and these finals. Red team win. Well done, Clairvoyant Gaming. Now I'm told that this is a best of 3. So that means that Clairvoyant Gaming wins ESL Cup number 4.
Win. Congratulations, boys. Taking it home. They did a good job. Again, this is what we said. They got to level 13, both of those games. And once they had the Relentless in the lineups that they had, they were able to just stay on top of the targets they needed to be on. They were able to keep themselves alive. They didn't take too much damage because they weren't being stunned down and kept down. And if you look at the lineup of Dreamstate, Stitch is going to hook you and pull you back, try to keep you in control. That's not going to be able to work too well when you have the Relentless Uther again with a huge stun that he'll be trying to bring out there, but it's not going to do too much when you're not able to hold them for that long. So the damage was not able to get through, and then Clairvoyant able to turn it around and sweep in with the small attack speed buff coming out of Raynor. Rhaegar having the Ancestral Healing, keeping everybody alive for a long time. So pretty decisive win post level 13 by Clairvoyant. It's really good. I enjoyed watching that game.
It was a very decisive game, and again, very Clairvoyant kind of fashion, because level 13 hits and they become that powerhouse. Something also to note is that, you know, Chen had second life, Rhaegar had second life with the Ancestral, Tychus had second life with the Odin, and Raynor, if you can't burst him down, has second life with the Adrenaline Rush. It's really hard to deal with if you can't burst, and the burst was just sadly not there. I mean, they had the false dead, but we never really saw any kind of big wombos, right? No big stuns into Shock and Oz. Uther with the Divine is great. Tassadar with the Archon is not burst, it's steady. And Stitches with the hooks, I mean, yeah, you can gorge someone, but you can't combo on that. And you saw repeatedly that the failed combo didn't work. So almost like this game was just out-drafted, I feel. Clairvoyant very strong.
Yeah, I feel like they got that. You said like the double health pool comp.
Yeah. And the triple Relentless means that stuns mean nothing. It's quite amazing, like the thought process of these teams. That's why they're the pros and we're not. So ESL Cup number 4, the last Community Cup, as we're about to move into Open and Majors. Thanks so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you liked what you see, like what you hear, do follow the stream. Hit me up on all the social media, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And of course, my greatest co-caster that I could ask for here on short notice on the Sunday, Mr. Xander the Gamer. Where can people find you, sir?
I am Xander the Gamer. You guys can catch me at Xander the Gamer on Twitter. If you guys would like to follow me there, catch me at Xander the Gamer on Twitch TV. I'm going to be streaming pretty regularly starting tomorrow and tonight. Right after this, actually, I'm going to be streaming some Heroes of the Storm games, so you guys can check that out there. And then follow. That's about it. And I also do a show, Heroes Rewind, weekly with Shane Gucher. We sit down with some of the big names in the scene, ask them to talk just a little bit about strategy. We focus mainly on builds and play styles and all that good stuff. And we love to use Heroes Fire all the time to check out those builds.
Yep.
Whenever we get a chance. So thank you, Mr. Jester. But that's where you guys can find me. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, guys. So that is it for this show. Going to cut VODs, throw them out to YouTube. I think Xander and I might actually do some gaming. You want to do some gaming, sir?
Heck yes, man.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for ESL for allowing us to do the streaming as well. And we'll have to see where Heroes goes from here. Jaina hype, beta hype, Christmas hype. Those skins, man. It's looking good. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you guys later.
Thank you so much, guys.